Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Somewhat Scholarly. My name is Alan Hibbard, and today I want to walk you through my portfolio. Let's take a look at it right here. Bam! And this was inspired by a question that I will get to in a moment. So let's look at the portfolio first. So this is as of June 15th, which is about 6 weeks ago, but really nothing has changed appreciably, just a couple percent move. And you can see that Bitcoin is the dominant player, 39%, gold 29%, silver 10%, and collectively the three of those make up 80% of the portfolio. So that's pretty meaningful. Then the other 20% is EOS, Ethereum, Litecoin, and the smallest amount of US dollars I can possibly hold. So, okay, so what questions do we have about this? Well, on Quora, Kevin Riley asked me, at the bottom of a post, he said, "Hey, Alan, well-written post, just a couple questions about your portfolio. Why do you have more EOS than ETH, and why do you have EOS and ETH? They are both trying to attempt the same thing, and if you have EOS and ETH, why not get some ADA?" Great question. "Why do you have a large portion of your portfolio in gold and silver? Thanks, Alan. Just curious as to your reasoning. I've been thinking about getting into silver for a while, Alan." Okay, well, thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate it. So let's go back and take these questions in little chunks here. So why do I have more EOS than ETH? Well, let's go back here. Okay, so why do I have more EOS than ETH? To be completely honest, it was a bad idea. And I don't mean it was a bad idea because of hindsight and how each asset has performed. What I mean is it was a bad idea because I sort of let a friend talk me into the amazingness of EOS, and I bought way more than I should have on hopium. And I wasn't as disciplined of an investor back then as I am now, so I overbought big time. And that was a bad reason to invest in the first place, and I've just sort of been watching that percentage of my portfolio dwindle back down to something a bit more reasonable, and I would love if that got down to about 5%. And you might ask, okay, why not just sell it and buy something else, or sell half of it and buy something else? And the answer to that is because of taxes. So that was a huge lesson that I learned in the 2017 crypto boom, is you got to pay attention to your taxes. And I'm not going to go into all the specifics, but I basically lost a lot of money because I was trading in and out of different things carelessly. So as we get to the end of this calendar year, 2020, which is also the end of my personal tax year, obviously, I may decide to sell off a portion of EOS depending what my tax situation is going to look like, at that point in time. So anyways, I hope that answers your question. At least the first question. Okay, so why more EOS than ETH? Basically, it was a mistake. So why do you have EOS and ETH? Why are they there? They're both trying to attempt the same thing. And if you have EOS and ETH, why not get some ADA, some Cardano? So why do I have them? Good question. Basically because I want to pay attention to them. I think they're very interesting projects, and I think they're sort of a proxy for the whole smart contract space. And so I want to have my eye on those things. I want to have a bit of exposure. And if they don't work out, if these particular projects don't work out, I mean, obviously some smart contracts are going to work, but if these particular projects don't work out, I'll just use the tokens and experiment with smart contracts. So that's sort of my exit strategy in a worst case scenario, right? If I can't sell these at a profit, I'll actually use them. And, maybe that means I'll do a little bit of light programming. Maybe I'll just mess around with some existing apps or dApps. We'll see. But I actually feel like I'm overexposed to both Ethereum and EOS. But again, I don't want to sell those yet because of taxes. So, okay, so why don't I have Cardano or any others? Because it's really difficult to pick winners. Really, really difficult to pick winners and avoid losers. And in 2017, I had Cardano and Ethereum and XRP and, I don't know, a dozen or more altcoins, because I tried to pick every single project that could potentially be profitable. And that was a horrible idea. So not only did I have all kinds of tax ramifications for buying in and out of cryptos like crazy, but I tried to own way too many things and I couldn't follow them all. And even if I could follow all of the projects that I had, that doesn't guarantee that they're going to be successful just because I know all the names and faces of the people involved and just because I understand the code or whatever else. Like, there's so much that goes into the success of a project or company or coin that it's more than any one person can predict. And I am not an expert at predicting individual winners. And so that's why I don't pick Cardano or fill in the blank, right? Any others. That's why I don't pick individual projects. There's just way too much idiosyncratic risk. You know, if the founder leaves or if the company is, raided by some regulatory body, if there's a lawsuit that crushes everything, if the SEC or some equivalent body rules their coin or token a security, and I mean, there's just so many possible things that could go on with any one given project that I'm just not interested in picking winners and losers. I feel much more comfortable holding money, like 80% of my portfolio is money, gold, silver, Bitcoin, and the other things are sort of like I'll just use them as a form of education, right? This is my tuition in the school of crypto if I can't sell them at a profit. So that is that. Why do you have a large portion of your portfolio in gold and silver? Money. It's the same reason I have a lot of Bitcoin. So thinking back to this portfolio, it's actually like I consider myself a saver, right? 80% of my portfolio is just money. I'm a saver. I'm not really an investor. The other little bit is speculation, definitely. But that's my risk tolerance. And I think that money has been so neglected, right? Sound money, gold, silver, Bitcoin, has been so neglected by our society for the last 50 years at least. And there is such an under-allocation of capital around the world to money that the opportunity in holding money right now, while everyone else realizes the mistake of the last half century, is just enormous. It's so enormous. There is going to be a flood of people all over the world that realize, oh my goodness, those pieces of paper or those digits in my bank account are not money, and I need money. That's what's going to happen. That's going to be the next huge thing. And that's going to happen before everyone says, oh my goodness, I need a smart contract. Right? That's way down the road, 10 years. But people are going to say, oh man, I need money, big time. And people are going to sell whatever they have, right? Stocks, bonds, real estate, cars, art, whatever, so that they can get money. And that's why I have so much money, because I know that everyone's going to want it and need it big time. So, yeah, that's basically my portfolio in a nutshell. Let me just double check that I did answer everything. Okay, so Kevin says, I've been thinking about getting into silver for a while. Yeah, I mean, totally up to you. They say that silver is for during a crisis and gold is for after it. So I actually have a bunch of silver. This is 20 American Eagles. From AppMax. I'll put a link in the description. No, I don't get any referral fees or anything like that, but it's just what I do, so I'm sharing it with you guys. So, I have enough silver on hand to survive during a crisis for myself and my family, my household, for, in my estimation, a year. So if there's a problem with the electricity, right? If the power goes out, if the supply lines at the grocery store get severed, right? Highways are shut down, whatever. I have enough silver where I can buy things from my neighbors for probably a year for my family, like enough food and all that stuff. So that's why I have so much gold and silver. I don't keep all of it with me. I keep it diversified in different physical locations around the country. But yeah, that's why I have so much gold and silver, and I think Bitcoin kind of speaks for itself, or if you watch any of my other videos, you know why I like Bitcoin so much. So that's pretty much it. So I hope that answered your question. Let's take one more look at the portfolio here. Ooh, beautiful. So thank you guys for watching. If you have more questions, ask me in the comment section, and I will talk to you guys soon.